Hello, good morning to all. Today my topic about batteries which is covered in automobile electrical system. Now let's start with introduction. Battery is device that converts chemical energy into electrical energy. Storage battery is most important component of the entire electrical system of the vehicle. So we can say battery is the heart of the automobile. The battery is the main part of the electrical system in an automobile. Without the battery, the engine cannot be started with the starting motor. The battery supplies current for operation of the starting motor and ignition system when the engine is being cranked up for starting. So let note this: battery's main purpose is to uh, provide current for the starting system, and its secondary purpose is it also supplies current for light, radio, heater, and several other accessories units when the generator is not operating fast enough to handle the electric load. These generators nowadays is alternator. This one is the types of battery. First off, lead acid battery, alkaline battery. Subtypes of alkaline battery is nickel ion type and nickel cadmium type, zinc air battery and dry charge battery. So friends, we have to discuss about lead acid battery, which is widely used in automobile vehicles nowadays. And today's my topic about lead acid battery, its component and its working. Lead acid battery. The lead acid battery is most widely used in automobiles, as I said, and following are the different parts of lead acid battery which I will discuss in details. So first of all, container. The container of a lead acid battery is a single piece construction and is made of hard rubber. With this container occupy battery plates and electrolyte in it. Why hard rubber? Because these electrolytes is highly active material, and so we have to need hard rubber, plastic or bituminous composition. It must withstand extreme of heat and cold as well as mechanical shock. This mechanical shock comes from automobile engine vibration, transmission vibration and different other parts vibration, which also comes from when vehicle runs on the road, then bumps and sudden acceleration, sudden braking. By all of these mechanical shocks comes from it and must be resistant, and this container must be resistant to the absorption of acid. As I said, this acid, sulfuric acid, is a highly active material. It is divided This container is divided into compartments by partition for different cells. In this container, bridges are formed at the bottom of each compartment on which battery plates rest. The spaces between the bridge ribs are provided to collect sediments. These sediments I will discuss later. This minimizes the danger of short circuit due to the sediments. Now, another parts plates. In a battery, several similar plates are properly spaced and welded or lead bond to a strap to form plate group. These plates are mainly two types: positive plates and negative plates. The plates consist of perforated grids into which lead or lead peroxide has been pressed. Perforated means porous, small holes in these plates to absorb this active material on positive plate lead peroxide and on negative plate lead. The grids are made of an alloy of lead and antimony, which makes them resistant to electrochemical corrosion and give them strength and rigidity. As you saw, you are seeing figure, there are number of plates, negative strap, there is a terminal, intercell connector by which different cells are connected by series connection, positive strap, positive plates, separator, and you will see friends below there is a bridges as we discussed earlier. These bridges why? Because sediments or extra material comes from plates. When battery get old, these sediments are raised in these bridges. There are two types of plate, as I said, two types of plate group in each cell, positive plate group and negative plate. The plate group connected to the positive terminal of the cell consist of grids filled with a paste of lead peroxide. This positive plate lead peroxide is a brown in color, and the plate group connected to the negative terminal on the cell consists of grid filled with metallic lead. It is spongy and dull green color. Spongy means soft. Why soft? Because these plates, as you seen in figure, these white dots or white color background are the spongy and dull gray material which is covered by plate grid. Each group of plates is held together by a push strap to which each individual plate is welded. This strap extended up through the cell cover to provide the cell terminal to connect the cell to the other. The plate group are arranged in the cell so that the positive and negative plates alternate. This if there is a battery with 12 volt battery is generally used in nowadays sedan or hatchback cars. This 12 volt battery always has 6 cells. This each cell contain positive and negative plates, number of positive and negative plates, and each cell have always one more negative plate than positive plates. So it is to be noted that di-positive plates are filled with lead peroxide active material. This is dark brown crystalline material which consists of very small grains or particles disposed so as to provide a high degree of porosity in order to allow the electrolyte to penetrate the plate freely. These electrolytes I will discuss later. These electrolytes make contact with this active material and transfer ion or we can say electrons. Negative plates are filled with a porous mass of lead in spongy form in which electrolyte can penetrate freely. Next part is separators. Separators are placed between the negative and positive plates because the battery size is very compact. These number of plates are placed side by side, and if there is a no separator, there will always high possibility to short circuit. So separators are placed between the negative and positive plates to keep them separate between each other. The separator are designed to hold the plates apart, as I said, so that they do not touch, and same time they must be porous enough to permit liquid to circulate between the plates. It is very essential. Otherwise, if liquid is not permitted permit to transfer, then no current will pass. So these plates are must be porous enough to permit liquid to circulate between the plates. Separators are usually made of specially treated wood, hard rubber, as you see, hard rubber, resin, impregnated fiber alone, or in combination with rubber or mats of glass fiber. Some batteries have separator made of polyvinyl chloride or polyethylene saturated cellulose. As per manufacturer design, these separators are used. Next part is cell cover. As I said, if there is a 12 volt battery, then this battery has 6 cells. Each cell is sealed by a cover of hard rubber through which the positive and negative terminals project. Adjacent negative and Negative terminals are connected by connector straps, and each cover has an opening through which liquid can be added. As you all drive vehicles, you mostly add electrolyte to the battery. You may open the rubber cap and pour the water and electrolyte in the battery. So each cover has an opening through which liquid can be added. A filler cap is screwed on this opening. The filler cap has an air vent for the escape of gases. Why escape of gases? Because during the charging process, battery produces some gases. This gas must be escape from the battery, so this air vent is provided. Vent plug of special designs cooperate with the cover vent opening to buffer the gases and electrolytes plastered and sprayed against the underside of the cover to prevent loss of acid from the cell. Next important material is electrolyte. The sponge lead and lead peroxide which fill the respective plates are referred to as the active material of the battery, but these materials cannot become active until they are covered by an aqueous solution of sulfuric acid called the electrolyte. Aqueous solution meaning sulfuric acid with water. Mostly there are 40% sulfuric acid and 60% water in the battery electrolyte. The sulfuric acid of the electrolyte supplies the sulfate ion which combines with each of the plate materials and releases the electrical energy by means of electron. The sulfuric acid electrolyte is also the carrier for the electrical current inside the battery between the positive and negative plates through the separator. The antimony lead alloy of the grid framework of the plates carries the electric current to and from the active material to the outside terminal. As here something more about electrolyte. The electrolyte of a fully charged battery contains about 31% sulfuric acid by weight as a chemical name, by weight, or about 21% by volume in distilled water. This corresponds to a specific gravity of 1.230 at 27 degree temperature, atmospheric temperature. The electrolyte used in a lead acid battery is the solution of sulfuric acid. It consists of 40% sulfuric acid and 60% distilled water. As I said, not that water used in battery is a distilled water, pure distilled water. The level of the electrolyte in the container is about 10 mm above the top of the plate. When the electrolyte has been added, the battery is given initial forming charge. It is ready for an operation. Next one is cell connector. As you see, silver type connectors in this figure to connect the cell of a battery in series. Note down the cell of a battery connected by series connection. The elements are placed in each cell so that the negative terminal of one cell will be adjacent to the positive terminal of the next cell, and so on throughout the battery. Cell connectors are placed over the protruding terminal parts and welded to them to connect the cell in series. Connector must be heavy enough to carry the high current required for starting without overheating. This connector must be heavy to carry high current during the vehicle starting. Now we will discuss about working of a lead acid battery. Then this is the active material on positive plate, lead peroxide, PbO2, on negative plate, spongy lead, only Pb, and sulfuric acid as an electrolyte, and with water. The sponge lead and lead peroxide are held in plate grids to form negative and positive plates. So sulfuric acid mixed with water is filled in the container and the plates along with the separator are held in it. The three substances thus react chemically to produce a flow of current. The plate grid consists of a framework of antimony lead alloy with interlocking horizontal and vertical bars. which serves to hold the paste in the plate. It's about active material of positive and negative plates. This active material hold in the plate in spongy or soft form. The chemical reaction takes place between the three chemicals in the battery. In the presence of a sulfuric acid, the electrons from one group of plates collect on the other group of plates. This transfer of electrons is continued until there is sufficient imbalance of electrons to create a 2 volts pressure between the two groups of plate. This results in a pressure of 2 volts between the terminal of the battery cell. If the two terminals are connected by a circuit, the electrons will flow. As you see the charging and discharging equation, I will try to explain you by this equation. So PbO2 is the active material or positive plate. Spongy lead on Pb is the negative plate active material, and H2SO4 is the electrolyte. When battery is connected by external load, this H2SO4 divided into H2 and SO4. So SO4 ion contain electrons. These SO4 attract toward positive and negative plates. These SO4 when goes toward positive plates, it's make PbSO4, and this oxygen on positive plates is divided, and this oxygen combine with hydrogen of electrolyte and make H2O water, and positive plates become PbSO4. When this SO4 ion go towards the negative plate, it's also make PbSO4 on negative plate. This is the discharge condition. When we continuously battery discharge, these H2SO4 divided and constantly positive plates filled with PbSO4 and negative plate filled with PbSO4. There is one time that in a battery no electrolyte present and no current will flow, so we got battery is totally discharged. This Q is energy means as a electrons. So they flow from terminal where the chemical reaction has collected them through the circuit to other terminal where the chemical reaction had taken them away. The chemical reaction use up the sponge lead peroxide and sulfuric acid, as I said by equation. The following chemical reaction take place while the battery is charged and discharged. When the battery is discharging, the sulfuric acid is broken up into two parts, as I said, hydrogen and sulfate, H2 ion and SO4 ion. The hydrogen is liberated at the lead oxide, which combines with parts of sulfuric acid to form lead sulfate and water. The sulfate is liberated means free, at the spongy lead plates and combines sulfate PbSO4. During this process, entire electrolyte becomes absorption of SO4 by the spongy lead plates. When the battery is charged, the chemical reaction as described above is reversed. The lead sulfate on one plate is again converted to lead peroxide, and the lead sulfate on the other plate is reduced to spongy lead. The electrolyte becomes concentrated because of increased amount of sulfuric acid as battery charged. Thus, the battery cell is a means of converting electrical energy into chemical energy during charging and chemical energy into electrical energy during discharging. Now, dry charge battery. Friends, dry charge battery do not contain liquid electrolyte. Your mobile phone have one type of dry charge battery, but your mobile phone does not require continuously filling electrolyte, but it's also one type of example of dry battery only. Dry charged batteries do not contain liquid electrolyte. The plates are already charged. The electrolyte is supplied separately, packed in acid-proof carton. When the battery is to put in services, open the vent holes, put electrolyte in the battery and close the vent holes by plugs. After 1 or 2 hours, the battery is ready for service. When the electrolyte is not put in the battery, it may be stored for about 3 years without damage. Unlike liquid electrolyte, it is stored 3 years without damage. So this type of dry charge battery is also for automobile application, but most widely used automobile battery is lead acid battery. Thank you friends. Thank you all.